Welcome back to Kirby's Dream Land 2. Last time we did the first two worlds of the game, and now we're starting with Ripple Field. And now we can see our third animal buddy. So right, of course we're starting out with Koo. But we'll be changing over soon enough, especially now that we have water. We are, of course, going to get our sea animal friend here. Also, man, even when I'm not using them to, like, block projectiles above, Parasol's just useful for coconut sections. They just really liked having the coconut sections in these early Kirby games. Anyway, here's the stone ability. Honestly, regular stone Kirby doesn't really work that much differently than this one. We do get a very fun slide if we are on slopes. Koo just kind of follows along. Yeah, no, stone doesn't really work that differently with Koo, who, I will say, also does pretty well for himself underwater. You'd think he wouldn't function at all, but he can actually maneuver those wings down here. Yeah, I'm honestly genuinely kind of surprised he doesn't just explode, because that's what happens to a lot of things that they can't figure out how to make function underwater. If it doesn't seem like it can, then it doesn't. Also, I don't think I've mentioned these stars at all. The stars we keep collecting. They're a little few and far between, because you only need 7 in order to get an extra life. Also, yeah, this seems like more trouble than it was worth with stone, although I'm gonna level with you, it wasn't really much better with, ability-less Kirby either. There's just got to be a better way! Maybe in the next stage. I actually thought they introduced their partner sooner. I would have assumed that was stage 1, but no, they really want to drag it out. Which is weird because, first time I played this game, third partner was easily my least favorite. I don't dislike him as much anymore. Still isn't my favorite of the 3, though. Honestly, I think... I'm hard-pressed to choose between Rick and Koo, if I'm being honest. They're both pretty solid, and they both have their niches. Okay, so we've got a jellyfish. This one gives you the electric power. Spark, that's what it's called. You'd think I'd remember these things. Spark's been around for ages. Either way, though. Yeah, he's also got a barrier ability. Good for him. Okay, so we'll go without you for a little bit, and meanwhile, we'll take Kine, who seems perfectly happy to go along with us on our journey, but frankly, if there's anybody in this game who suffers, it is Kine. So yeah, as you might imagine, Kine can swim against the currents. So, very helpful. Yeah, he is basically just your best choice for underwater sections. On land, though, he's not great. He moves extremely slowly, and is kind of just a bit of a pain to work with. And I'm gonna be honest, in the first place, if I had one complaint about this game, one huge complaint, I don't like the walking speed. I kinda wish there was a run function, but no, Kirby just moves, like, a little more slowly than I'd like him to. I just want to be a little bit faster. It's a little maddening, the speed at which he moves. Oh god. Yes, this is what I mean when Kine suffers the most. He always seems to hate the powers he's stuck with. Needle does not seem like it's a good time for him. Alright, how about a fish fry? Is he into that? Oddly enough, he is. He just shoots fireballs, which looks a little uncomfortable. He's definitely going a little wide-eyed for a sec, but the pain passes quickly, and it definitely doesn't seem as bad as erupting spikes like he does for Needle. being Kine is suffering. But, you know, in fairness, I have to do land sections with him, so who's having a worse time, Kine? Also, I do love it when he narrows his eyes. That's also very funny. Alright, and another world with only 3 stages, but to be fair, we are kind of getting through the tutorial, quote-unquote. I mean, it's not like an extensive tutorial, but it is introducing each copy ability world by world. Sorry, copy ability animal friend. I mean, they do have copy abilities too. You do need to learn things on top of just the animals in of themselves, but, you know, they are kind of the main attraction. Although, in fairness, we have been getting a bit of a slow drip of power-ups as well. It's a pretty well-paced game. Also, hello to my favorite enemies. I love the way these guys animate, just coming out of that pipe. It looks silly, I appreciate it. Alright, what's Stone Kine? Stone Kine is also having a very bad time. Bonk. Ah well, so yeah, you just become a rock inside of this fish, and you crush everything beneath him, and all the while he is just crying. And yeah, as you can probably guess from the fact that I'm backtracking, you do actually probably want Spark with Kine in order to light up this room so that you know that this is here. But once you know that that door is there, you'll need Stone to get through to this rainbow drop. It's annoying. I don't think the rainbow drops are anybody's favorite collectibles in Kirby games, and that's because they get a little esoteric in the way they hide them. Like, again, Stone and Kine are required to get this one. Kine's the obvious one because you do need him to kind of get through water easily. Then on top of that, you just need Stone. And if you can figure that out, you also need to know what Kine and Spark do to reveal a door. But it does at least still exist, so as long as you, oh I don't know, have a map ahead of time, yeah, that's not too bad to do. Although on top of that, there's also the fact that they're probably not going to make a dark room with nothing in it, so you can fumble around, and that's not so bad either. And then, of course, you know, the real solution is just experiment, and there's only so many things that could potentially light up a room. Like, you've got either fire or spark, and that's pretty much it. And once you actually have seen Spark, you probably could figure out pretty easily what it could be used for. Like, the mini-boss guarding the first Kine was one with a Spark ability, so presumably that is the first thing you're going to see with Kine. It's just, you know, not the first thing I showed off, which, whoops. I guess maybe I should have done that, actually. Anyway, though, here's a fish that also hates life and living. I mean, I'm fighting you with Stone Kine, and frankly, this is not a good ability combination for this fight. I mean, it's better than Kine Fire just because Fire's reach is very limited underwater, as you know, would have imagined before seeing it, but yeah, it doesn't travel nearly as far when you're underwater. It's an okay, if straightforward ability otherwise, but yeah, underwater, it just doesn't function. Anyway, yeah, God, the way this fish's pupil just is constantly dilating is so weird. What does this game have against fish? Was this one just having a bad trip? Is that it? I don't think that's a thing that happens, like, that frequently under drugs. Anyway, though, here we are in Iceberg. Oh my god, and here's the beginning of the animal friends not liking when Kirby chooses a different animal friend. But I mean, it's cold here, So, you know, obviously we're gonna go with the furry hamster. Or at least we would. Except, oh god. You know. I mean, I will eventually, but we will need Kine for reasons. Anyway, yeah, Kine Spark will get you, the light bulb ability. But we need fire so that we can switch to Rick. Kine is heartbroken. So anyway, we also have a new enemy type. Let's see, yeah, there we go. Yeah, this weird bulb-looking dude, he will hound you to the ends of the earth, and he will try to assassinate your animal buddy. I'm not kidding either. Like, they're normal if you're just Kirby around them, they don't chase you. And if you do have an animal buddy and they touch you, your animal buddy is just instantly destroyed. Anyway though, right, so, on the topic of animal buddies in general... So, right, I did, at the beginning of the game, kinda shorthand our animal friends to, hamster, owl, and fish. The thing is, though, that is not technically correct. Unless you're playing, you know, this game, the original appearance of the animal friends, in English. They are not those things I just said. Like, Nintendo's actually gone out of their way to, like, say anytime these characters make an appearance, like, Rick looks like a hamster, Ku looks like an owl, Kine looks like a fish. So, like, technically speaking, the animal friends are not the things they're shaped like. Which, okay, sure. I'll believe you on that note, Nintendo. But follow-up question, if they're not the things they look like, what are they then? No, but like, what are they? Like, okay. Rick isn't a hamster, sure, gotcha. What is he, though? If he's not a hamster, then what is he? Are the animal friends just... animals? Is that their species? Yeah, they're all just animals that are shaped like friends. That's what their species is, I guess. Also, hey, here's the parasol coming in clutch for blocking things coming at us from above. Stalactites are nothing, as long as you get your timing right. Anyway, though, back to the animal buddy thing. Okay, so, like, right. It really is just a Stuart Little situation, right? Like, the whole idea is Stuart Little, you know, a book about, little guy, little lad, who's very mouse-like, but supposedly not literally a mouse? But, like, I don't think I've ever seen Stuart Little drawn as non-mouse. You show me that CG, and I'm just like, that's a mouse. I have conceptualized little lads from other things. There's plenty of fairy tales where that kind of thing shows up. There are plenty of stories in which characters are just only yay high, the size of one apple, that sort of thing. So, you know, if it is a small boy who's mouse-like, I get that. I can conceptualize that, but like... what do you mean that is a human being? Everybody who's drawn this character for you has drawn a mouse. It is baffling in its own way. Either way, though, back to the topic at hand. What are they? Yeah, that... honestly, I feel like somebody in HAL Laboratories must just be chuckling about that, right? Like, they have just given us this mystery of what are the animal buddies supposed to be, and they'll never tell. And look, I know I sound incredulous about it, but I actually hope they don't. I don't actually want to know the answer to it. Much like I don't want Waluigi to be like an actually important Mario character. It would ruin the actual magic of the character. You know, we can't actually meet Godot. That would ruin our expectations of Godot. So, you know, by the same metric, we can never truly know what the animal buddies are. Because, you know, we can just say, yeah, Kine's not a fish. And that just makes you go, but what is he then? But also, like, you know, as maddening as the question is, it's far better than a boring world where they actually give it. I hope hundreds of years in the future, when Sakurai finally decides to age and eventually perish, that on his deathbed, he's like, yeah, you know, Kine, he's actually the hamster. And then he'll die, and then we'll just be left with even further questions. I mean, we won't, because we'll all be dead. Sakurai will outlive us, as far as I can tell. But you know, our ancestors won't know what the hell he's talking about. Alright, so yeah, first world with 4 levels, and yeah, unfortunately we do need Kine for this one too. It's a very Kine-heavy episode, and yeah, we do need him on land as well. And we do need to ignore Rick. Don't go for Rick there. That's a trap, Rick, that we don't want. Because as you might have guessed, if we want the rainbow drop of this world, don't you dare, we're gonna need to use Kine, and what's the ability gonna be? We'll see when we get there. So yeah, honestly, consistently a thing about this game is, you really have to go out of your way for the rainbow drops. You have to use animal buddies you might not want to use, you might have to take an ability from a different stage, or later in a stage, in some circumstances. You know, I feel like modern-day Kirby games are better about giving you all of the things you'll need for a stage in the stage itself, which, I don't know, maybe some people don't care for, maybe they find it a little too easy to just have everything handed to you in a stage, but I don't know, I feel like I do prefer it when the game just gives you all the tools that you need for the stage, instead of saying like, hey yeah, in order to get this thing, you'll need to go 5 levels back. Also, yes, this is a rainbow drop that is constantly trying to make you lose the ability you need, which is fire. You need fire for this one. The thing is, though, yeah, that section where we have to remove the ice blocks in the middle, don't be tempted to get the one up to the side, because if you destroy those blocks, Kine doesn't jump up high enough to get back up, but you do need him. And then yeah, fire cannot aim straight downwards, so you need to press select to remove the fire, and then you need to get in before the fire vanishes, because of course, power-ups will always be destroyed eventually, if left out too long, and it happens even faster underwater. But yeah, you have to do that. Don't dismount Kine though, because, you know, you do need him to swim around quickly, and also suck things up underwater. Yeah, that's a very rude rainbow drop. Oh, hello, it's Ice Dragon, everybody's favorite! He appears more than you would think in the classic Kirby games, but he hasn't really made a lot of appearances anymore, and, maybe that's due to his performance, because he didn't do anything here. He moved around a little bit, and that's all. Anyway, though, that's it for Kirby's Dream Land 2 today. Next time, we only do one world, because they've actually gotten kinda long now. See you then. Kine always makes such good faces.